What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a nice replay for you guys to check out. Definitely got to classify this one as non-meta. We got a GISHKI BLS variant up here at the top, and then we've got it squaring off against Skull Servant. Skull Servant's got a little bit of support, so right now it's kind of a niche deck that people are experimenting with, and kind of the same can be said about a lot of the ritual decks coming out, because Raging Tempest just has so many ritual cards. And while GISHKI doesn't see a lot of play, you might start seeing a lot more BLS. Now, if you know anything about GISHKI and why you're going to be watching this replay, is you are just going to see the insane fucking amounts of damage that GISHKI can put on the field. I don't know what it is about this archetype, but like the deck is like really prone to looping their opponent, whether it just be looping like Zilgagas and like summoning them and just kind of like wiping your opponent's board, just spinning all their stuff back to the deck. Or you guys know about like the hand loops where you take your opponent's entire hand with GISHKI. You guys know about the deck out loops. There's a reason why some of the GISHKI cards are actually limited to one. So let me go ahead and roll this, and I'm going to show you guys one of the most ridiculous like damage boards you have probably ever seen. It's the most damage I've ever seen with GISHKI in one turn. It's like mind-blowing when you just see it. So obviously Skull Servant's kind of brick. Mizuki turn one, and that's pretty much it. Like, that's not what you want. So he activates the Chaos Field. Or excuse me, Chaos Field. He gets a BLS. He trades it in for more cards. Honestly, he kind of somewhat brick too. He's not able to ritual summon or anything like that. He has a Max C, which can be pretty decent. It's really decent against pretty much any zombie deck. At second, he sees the Unizombie. He immediately Max Cs, which it can be a smart move. Let me just pause for a second. If you guys see Unizombie and your opponent already has a Mizuki on field, you're probably thinking, oh man, this guy's about to go for that. They're about to go for that Omega, start taking cards out of my hand. Or you're probably thinking, all right, so you're gonna dump a Mizuki, then you're gonna use some plays, but you wouldn't really like. I don't immediately associate Unizombie with Skull Servant. So I think there was a pretty good preemptive maxi, and he does go into bills. Then he activates the Book of Life, and he gets the Lady in White. I guess he wanted a little bit of defense, so he gives his opponent a couple of cards. I don't know about that play, because if you know anything about BLS, it seems like they would very much be able to out just like bills on the field, just because if the BLS is summoned using the chibis give the BLS the ability to like banish monsters on the field. So I wouldn't really feel that safe with just a bills against BLS. And he doesn't know he's playing against GISHKI, but boys, you about to see GISHKI go the fuck off. This is definitely some crazy shit. And if you know anything about GISHKI, this card right here, Zilgagas, this card can really lead to OTKs, because not only is it 3200, but then it can spin cards on your opponent's side of the field, and a lot of times people will use one Zilgagas to summon another one. So it's actually really stupid, and the amount of damage you can just do with this card is crazy. Now you do have to constantly pay 1,000 life points, but I'm gonna show you why that actually works out for this guy. He keeps using Zilgagas, and ultimately he's gonna spin his opponent's entire field. Like, you see how his field is just basically disappearing, right? It's like, where did it go? Now, I didn't know about this card right here. It's called Ritual Foregone, and you pay 1,000 life points, and you basically get to special summon a ritual monster out of your hand. Now, I don't believe that the ritual monster is considered to be properly ritual summoned, so I don't think you can monsters that activate effects when they're ritual summoned. Like, I don't think they would trigger. However, Zilgagas doesn't have to be properly ritual summoned to get his effect if he's just put on the board somehow without it technically being a ritual summon. I'm pretty sure that doesn't count as a ritual summon. Correct me if I'm wrong. So now he has triple Zilgagas, and he keeps paying 1,000 life points, right? So he has 300 life points, and you're like, Cap, what the fuck? Is he mad? He only has 300 life points left. Just watch what he's gonna do. It's gonna be crazy, right? So he goes into Pain Gainer. Or excuse me, that's not Pain Gainer. That's Ravenous Tarantula. Pain Gainer is another spider card that looks very similar. He goes into Ravenous Tarantula, and this card and every single monster on the entire board gains attack equal to the difference in life points of you and your opponent. So basically, there's 8,700 life point gap between the two duelists. So every single monster on the board gains 8,700 attack. I mean, this is just far beyond an OTK. This is like an OTK times 5. I actually calculated it, and he has just short of a 42,000 damage on board because of this card. So yeah, things like Upstart, actually they work against your opponent in that case, because every monster on the field would get that 1,000 life points. basically in 1,000 attack damage. So, you know, all that 1,000 that he was paying when he activated Ritual Forgone and when he kept activating Zilga's effect actually ends up paying dividends because every one of his monsters was getting 1,000 attack added to them. So it's really obviously some crazy shit, and clearly it's GG easy. I like the fact that he had another max C too, but I've never seen GISHKI do that much damage, and this card actually is really good in the deck. It's something that I really wouldn't have thought about, but you're gonna naturally pay a bunch of life points anyway, so I mean, why not splash this in? And when you get a big field, just, you know, put those life points to work. So just a spicy little replay. I wanted to show you guys how explosive GISHKI can be under, you know, a situation that probably won't happen very often, but I thought it was entertaining. If you guys enjoyed the video, or if you guys like GISHKI in general, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already.